For thousands of years, people have wondered about a prophecy written in the final book of the Bible. A prophecy about a final battle. A battle called Armageddon. Today, missiles fly across the Middle East. Nations mobilize. Global powers are watching closely. And many are asking the same chilling question. Could the war between Israel and Iran be the beginning of the end foretold in the book of Revelation? Let's separate prophecy from speculation. What is Armageddon? The word Armageddon appears in the Bible in the book of Revelation. It describes a future moment when the nations of the world gather for a massive confrontation. The location mentioned is Megiddo, a strategic valley in Israel that has witnessed many historic battles. In the prophecy, world powers assemble there for what is described as the final conflict before divine intervention. But Revelation does not describe a simple regional war. It describes something far bigger, a global gathering of armies. What is happening in the Middle East now? The modern conflict between Israel and Iran has escalated dramatically in 2026. Joint US-Israeli military strikes targeted Iranian leadership and military infrastructure, including the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. During a wave of air, Iran retaliated with hundreds of missiles and drones across the region, expanding the conflict into neighboring countries and threatening global shipping routes, like the Strait of Hormuz, which carries about 20% of the world's oil supply. The war has already caused major geopolitical shockwaves. Oil prices surged, cyber warfare expanded, global markets became unstable, millions were displaced. This is now one of the most dangerous conflicts in the world today. Why some people link IT to Bible prophecy, and many prophecy watchers believe certain biblical passages may relate to modern events. One example comes from the book of Ezekiel, which describes a coalition of nations attacking Israel in the last days. In that prophecy, Persia is mentioned, a region historically connected to modern Iran. Because of this, some believers see current tensions between Iran and Israel as a possible step toward those predicted events. But there is an important detail. The prophecy describes many nations gathering together, not just two countries at war. Why most scholars say this is not Armageddon? Most historians and theologians caution against declaring any current war as Armageddon. There are several reasons. First, the biblical description involves a global coalition of nations, not just a regional conflict. Second, the Battle of Armageddon is portrayed as occurring near the end of a sequence of prophetic events that include worldwide upheaval. Third, many previous wars were also believed to be the final battle. People said the same thing during World War I, World War II, the Cold War, and many Middle East conflicts. Yet history continued. Why the world is still concerned, even if this is not Armageddon, the conflict still matters enormously. The Middle East sits at the crossroads of global power. A wider war could involve the United States, Russia, China, NATO, multiple regional powers. A chain reaction like that could resemble how World War I began, when a regional crisis spiraled into a global conflict. That is why international organizations are urging prophecy and reality. The Bible-esque prophecy of Armageddon remains one of the most mysterious passages ever written. But history teaches us something important. Wars may echo prophetic themes, yet interpreting current events as the final battle has happened many times before. The truth is, no one knows exactly when those events will unfold. But one thing is certain, the tensions shaping our world today will continue to influence the future of the Middle East, and perhaps